My name's James Waldy. I'm a 61-year-old father of 5, grandfather of 11. Lovely wife Tammy. We live here in Westchester. I'm the grammar school principal at Mars Hill Academy over in Mason, Ohio. Well, I injured a knee when I was in my early 20s and had a corrective surgery to a ACL. And I would say throughout my life after that, the knees never seemed to be right. But I really began to feel pain and discomfort around 20 years ago, where every time I would do something vigorous, I loved to hike, loved to bike, used to run a lot. Whenever I would do something vigorous, there would be a pain afterward that caused me to be concerned, take it easier than I ever wanted to, and yet I tended to push on. Take all sorts of Tylenol, all sorts of ibuprofen, all sorts of whatever could be taken to try to mitigate the pain there. I had heard about replacement surgeries and had never taken it quite so seriously. I had always been told you want to put this off as long as you possibly can. It was about 3 years ago. My son and I were actually hiking on the Appalachian Trail. And after 2 days of doing that, I had to quit. I turned to my son and said, I cannot walk any further. My knees hurt so bad. And immediately, I was aware that Dr. Davis was a surgeon who could help me out, and immediately made that call and said, this is what's happened to me. I don't like it. Can we talk? Well, the very first time I had a consultation with him, I had the x-rays. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one of my knees was bone on bone. There was no meniscus left, and the other had a small wedge. And so I discovered that what I was doing was, every time there was activity, I was creating these little micro fractures that would often heal, and after a few weeks you do something else, but that's not the way you want to live your life. I came with a lot of questions, most of which were, what will happen after this? What will I be able to do? What will I not be able to do? And I came away from that meeting fairly confident that I would be able to live quite a normal life and do many of the things that I love doing, and look forward to the possibility, the probability, I was hoping, of doing them without pain. Not going to deny that there is discomfort after a surgery, as there is with any as you recover. Regular visits to the physical therapist and a true commitment to doing everything that Doc Davis and the therapist asked me to do got me back on my feet in, I think, relatively quick fashion. I was constantly thinking about those things that I wanted to return to that I've been doing throughout my life, and I'm very happy to report that I have been able to do everything I set my mind to do, among which are one of those crazy 13-mile obstacle course runs with my sons. We had been doing that before, and now I was able to do it and walk away from the park feeling no pain, so that was a thrill. We have gone to the Rocky Mountains, summited a 14,000-foot mountain, Mount Yale, Mount Democrat. Planning to go again next summer and do it again. Just this past weekend, I competed in a 64-mile bike race. I'm happy to report I don't feel a thing. Again, when I went in to see Doc Davis, those were the kinds of things that were on my mind. Will I ever get to do this again? And the answer is yes. And I will say right here, if I knew 10 or 15 years ago that I would feel like I do today, I would have done it 10 or 15 years ago and not 3 years ago.